This is just such a sorted, flat out aggro trail bike at such an awesome value price. It really is absolutely incredible. This Spectral 29.
My name's Guy Kesteven. I've been a professional bike and kit reviewer for nearly 25 years, and today the bike I'm live ride reviewing is Canyon's brand new Spectral CF8 29er.
It's an all carbon frame set on all the Spectral 29s, no alloy versions yet, and according to Canyon it's 2598 grams for frame with all the small parts. I'm guessing that's without shock, so you probably need to add another 300 grams for that. But this complete bike, as tends to be the way with fully equipped hard-hitting trail bike these days, 14.4 kilos, so not light really. Certainly something like a Hightower would build up lighter from the stats I've got from older tests, but then it is, you know, reasonably burly kit. 170mm dropper, 160mm Fox fork, and you can get that ice go lighter. There are two versions with 150mm pike and a RockShox shock, and then there are two Fox versions with this 160mm fork, either in the Performance Elite on the CF8 or on the CF9 Limited. You get full factory all round. Canyon have given it a really not super positive but relatively positive for a 4-bar pedaling feel, so certainly feels good, and the power isn't feeling soggy or wallowy in any way, but still nice balance of traction and feedback for keeping that rear DHR hooked up in the snow and ice here. Right, wish me luck following Jarman down Eli's track, and Jarman basically lives up here and he's on a longer travel enduro bike. But anyway, so Spectral CF29, let's start with the numbers because they are pretty radical. 63.5 degree head angle, 76.5 degree seat angle, so properly slack. Whoa, never ridden this track before. Sorry, but great stability. 1262 wheelbase, lovely long front and centre, as you can see, lovely huge amounts of stability, and then 336 BB, keep it nice and low. I mean, it has got two height settings, but it comes in the low and it's designed to run in the low. Whew. Ah, it's mint.
It's good, isn't it?
Ah, so good. And there's loads of really nice practical detailing as well on this frame now. It's got the replaceable pivot inserts that they introduced on the Sender, so if you strip the hardware you can just replace those bits rather than writing off your frame. It's got threaded BB, it's got fully tunneled internal cable routing, double sealed pivot bearings. I tell you what, it loves to squirt a bit of speed in through the pedals now. Like I say, there's just a really good balance between that sort of power transfer and then that impact ability. It is so nicely balanced, this. It is. And then that geometry. Oh, I mean, it is making me feel a lot more confident than normal following Rob down here. Now, contact points totally sorted. You got Maxxis DHF 2.5 at the front, DHR 2.4 at the rear, on GT Swiss 1700 wheels, so 30mm internal, loads of support, super predictable, well damped wheel set, got 780mm bar, 40mm stem, and it's actually 31.8 diameter, so not too battering. Boom! It isn't actually that light on the scales. It has got a genuinely light feel through the pedals, especially if you just sit and spin. And if you find that low bottom bracket height getting in the way of your ground clearance, then you can always pop it up a few mil using that flip chip. I have to say, I've not wanted to do it yet. I mean, the original Spectral was one of the first bikes I reviewed on the channel. That was a very different beast. Very light. I think it was about 2 kilos lighter than this. I seem to remember 12.5 kilos. It's 27.5. And, you know, while the angles were contemporary, they certainly weren't radical. And then there was a second generation Spectral, but again, 27.5. Same travel as this bike. So 150, 140, 160, 150. But it's taken them a long time to get around to producing a full 29er bike. And it is a complete ground up redesign. I mean, it looks similar. It's got those classic Canyon silhouette and looks, same shot position, same rocker layout, but it's just beautifully curated from a design point of view. Everything just dovetails together superbly from an aesthetic and engineering point of view. And to be fair, it does exactly the same from a riding point of view as well. It's quite interesting. First impressions of this bike didn't really blow me away, just because it was almost too competent. But the more I've pushed it, the more I've hit lousy lines like that, and it's just pulled me through them up and downhill. I've realised what a spectacularly well sorted bike this is. And if there was ever a time to go for the Fox suspension option, it's this year, because that DPX2 on the back feels absolutely fantastic. That new base valve they put in at the start of last year makes it so much more fluid over square edge stuff. And this 36 Performance Elite with this Grip 2 damper, it's about the first year that I've ridden Fox that I've actually felt like, oh, that always gets me nerves. I can actually do something with the compression damping on the fork. Actually, it's actually smooth enough that I need to add some damping, whereas before I just ride them dials fully open all the time. So the control you've got now from this box package is just awesome. And while you have got all that adjustment potential, the nice thing is there's no need to actually do any if you don't want to, because it just feels fully sorted. That's restored my karma a bit. I actually got some air. That last segment was lousy. And it just goes to show, you know, follow the right wheel on the right bike, and this Spectral sorts things out beautifully. And that little nippy 437 back end just makes it impressively kind of flick and play agile as well. Loving sliding that back end around, popping it about. And obviously you might want a heavier duty carcass, maybe an XO Plus, if you're hammering rocky descents full time, but certainly not lacking in cornering stability with that low BB. Get my heels down, and it's calving beautifully. This is more like it. Oh, this for an all-round trail bike is sensational. Thanks very much. And the pedal balance they've struck between the anti-squat and the ground connection just gives it a lovely kind of thought-free power delivery with enough feedback for really knowing what that DHR is doing on the back, but naturally enough sensitivity to just keep it really tracking and well connected. So climbing is, yeah, great, especially with that steep seat angle, keeping you really well poised. You don't have to shuffle forward onto the rivet unduly. The whole bike's just really well sorted straight from the box. And obviously it does come in a box. Canyon do have a UK service centre now, but bikes are still coming direct to your door. But it is a very nice box. You have to pay for it, but it's a beautiful piece of packaging. You get a torque wrench to help you set the bike up, and when it's as easy to just get on and enjoy as this Spectral, and happy days. And you've got other practical features like floating axle on this new 36 now, has a bolt and a QR skewer just to let stop the levers getting crimped together, which is another reason why this feels so much more sensitive now. You've got a little air spring rebalancing valves on the back, and then the rear axle, you've got a little pop out handle, so you need to pull that rear wheel out. The lever's already in there, you don't have to go ferreting around your Allen keys. But there's a bolt for a top tube strap mount anyway, so you've got places to store your luggage if you're going pack free. Get a tube and a tool on there, and while it's a tight squeeze, you can get a standard size bottle under that shock, although you'll definitely be wanting a side loading cage to get it out easily. Alright, calm down. And that's, you know, one thing I haven't really talked about, which is stupid really, because it's the reason a lot of people think about Canyon in the first place, is just what incredible value they are. And that is certainly the case with this new Spectral. I mean, base model, starts at 3449, and then this 4499, and then the next model is 5199. That's the top end RockShox version, and then there's the top end CF9 Limited, which is 6199 with a proper drop dead gorgeous spec. I have no idea where Rob's taking me at the moment. Oh, nice bit of flowing single track where this bike can really get a kick in. Like I say, no lag on the pedals, and it does feel surprisingly. Whoa! You beauty! Doesn't hesitate. Straight in. I might have hesitated, but drop those heels. And because it's the way the back end flicks around through those little bits. And the XT brakes have been flawless. And the whole package is just super sorted. You know, it's not just a mushy mess. There's some real tight feedback through the back end. And while the front end doesn't feel super rigid and stiff, certainly has never let me down in terms of accuracy. This is just such a sorted, flat out aggro trail bike at such an awesome value price. It really is absolutely incredible, this Spectral 29. If you like your trail riding really aggressive and you want the latest angles and totally sorted kit so you can go out and rip on it straight from a box, well, this has got to be the new benchmark. It really has. Hey, even I'm taking off on it. I have loved taking this out on these trails today. Oh no. Ah! Wrong line. And that low BB means you can properly hustle it through the turns, and then suspension is so sorted. The grip is just brilliant. Really work those Maxxis tyres. You know, it's everything that's great about a modern trail bike. I mean, it's very, very different to the first Spectral I reviewed for the channel, but then just shows how far mountain biking and mountain bikes have come just in a few years. And this bike just, look at that, I've even got my foot out. Just encapsulates everything that's brilliant about modern mountain biking. Whew.
Canyon Spectral CF8, what a spectacularly sorted bike. Brilliant geometry, brilliant suspension, cracking kit and phenomenal value. If that is what modern mountain biking is all about, then wow. Oh, sign me up, keep me going. I mean, I've been doing this a long old time, and if bikes just keep getting better and better like this, that is such a good pinner, but still all day friendly as well. Spot on, Canyon. That Spectral 29. Bit of a slow burner at the start, just because it was so competent. It didn't really grab me as characterful, but by damn, that thing can haul, and damn, it makes you feel good as a rider, and isn't that what everybody wants at the end of the day? So, thanks very much to Canyon for sending the bike in for test. Thanks to my Patreon supporters for, contributing to the channel on a monthly basis, and they get exclusive, extended, and behind-the-scenes edits as a thank you. They've already had early cuts on this Canyon during testing, and I mean, basically, if you like what I'm doing on the channel and you want to see me carry on doing it, because I absolutely love this job. I know it's a damn privilege, but I just want to carry on doing it. So anything you can do to help me out doing that, subscribe on my Patreon channel, and that lets me take the time out from my normal testing work to do videos like this. But thanks to everyone who's watched. Thanks for clicking for notifications. Thanks for subscribing. Give me a thumbs up so that YouTube shares the video more. But for now, I've been Guy Kesteven on Guy Kes TV, talking about Canyon's brand new Spectral CF8 29er.